Why God makes us wait. The thought that arises inside every one of us when we don't get what we ask for to God in your prayers on time, or you never get it. We all should understand that God is testing our faith on Him. We wait for so long and we give up on the minute before the God is ready to answer your prayers. Don't give up your faith on God. God has plans for everything. He will always give us what is best for us. The faith to wait upon God, because trusting Him I am not gonna get what I wanted. Trusting means that we believe God will provide me what I ask Him for when the timing is right. Bible verses Matthew 7:7 says us ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find. Seek the kingdom of God and ask Him what you need. It will be given to you when the time is right. Nothing is hard for God. God can control any circumstances. So have faith on Him and wait. Bible verses James 1:12 reminds us that God blesses those who patiently endure testing and temptation. God will test your endurance of your faith on Him. You should never give up your faith on Him. It's easy to feel angry and betrayed, or to lose hope and give up. Some of us may feel rejected by God. I'm trying to serve Him as well as I can, but it seems like He doesn't want me. When things aren't working out, when God seems silent, when life is at a standstill and every path seems like a wrong turn, what do we do? God doesn't make us wait out of capricious malice but in loving wisdom, and He is working through our waiting. How? He is working on, to increase our trust. First and most foundationally, He uses waiting to increase our trust in Him and loosen our perceived control. Waiting reminds us we're at the mercy, literally, of God's timing, and we have no power to change that. As humans, we crave control, yet waiting pulls that from our grasp. Waiting pries our fingers from the ledge and confronts us with an uncomfortable question: will we give up on ourselves and trust God wholly? To crucify our idols. Second, God uses waiting to crucify our idol of efficiency. We live in an accomplishment-driven culture where value is measured and marked by productivity. How much you get done defines your worth, and we can be guilty of making that an idol. But waiting destroys that. We can't always maximize efficiency if we're waiting on God, and that's okay. Are we putting our worth in our plans and productivity, or in God? Galatians 6:9. Many have waited for God's help and His blessings with true faith on Him. Genesis 37-50 tells the story of Joseph, the son of Jacob. God blessed Joseph richly and used him powerfully, but only after Joseph had been in slavery and prison for 13 years. The Bible gives us many examples of people who had to wait for God, but I have chosen Joseph because he is most like us in one very important respect: he had no specific promise from God concerning his future. Then another man, Abraham, waited a long time before the Lord gave him any children. David waited some 15 years to become king of Israel. But they both had clear and specific promises from God about what would happen in their lives. For them, it was a matter of believing God's promise. It may not be easy to keep on believing year after year, but at least it's simple. God said this. Do I believe it, or not? Elijah waited for rain. Moses having to wait in the desert 40 years before God came to him. God used this time of waiting to transform his character. We know this because when he was a young man he was brash and impatient. In his impetuousness he killed a man and hid the body. When his sin was made public, he ran for his life and was exiled to the desert. When he was given a second chance, he opted to do it God's way and in God's time. In the end, the Israelites were delivered from slavery and Moses became a great leader. Waiting transformed the life of Moses, and it does the same for you and I. Waiting for God even transforms one's character. You won't be knowing what is the God's plan. In Bible verses John 13:7, God says, "You don't understand now what I am doing, but someday you will." You must always trust that God is working for your better times to come ahead for you. You must wait. If you don't what you ask for to God, then perhaps have this 3 in mind. It is not good for you, or you don't need it, or it is not right timing. The Bible verses Luke 18:1 says, "Pray and never give up." Never give up on God. He is so much concerned about you since the day you had seek His kingdom, and He is working on it for you. We are all sons and daughters of God. No parent will leave their children with pain and agony. Same goes with God. First, we need to recognize why God calls us to wait. He does it for His glory and to make us more like Jesus, whose whole life could be called a waiting game. He waited for His disciples, He waited for the crowds, He waited for His parents, He waited for crucifixion, He waited for glorification, and He is waiting to return. His life, death, and resurrection are pictures of faithful waiting. He is our example when waiting seems so horribly hard and contentment feels just out of reach. Yet He is much more than our example, He is our hope. When waiting saps you of joy and you feel empty, overwhelmed, and afraid, Jesus is the brother and friend who will give you the strength you need. God's radical love for you, as shown through His Son's sacrifice, means He's not going to leave you on your own, and His wisdom means He knows waiting is best for you. His empowering grace will help you persevere through the waiting, and will abound when you don't wait well. Romans 5:1 reminds us the same, that being justified through faith, we have peace with God through Jesus Christ. So if you are suffering right now, if you are in the middle of a circumstance that makes you feel like God has forgotten you, take heart. You are in the hands of a loving God, and you cannot yet see how He will redeem this period in your life. But He is using this period in your life to make you more like His Son. And so we need to learn to wait. I need to learn to wait. And recognize how God is working through the waiting. Waiting for God gives us the opportunity to delve deeper into His character through the Bible. Waiting makes space for us to pray passionately about an issue. Looking forward to God's promises should temper our wild and anxious hearts with patience. In the silence and anticipation, we find our best auditorium for praise of a Holy Father who loves us enough to give us such good things. When you face any hard time during that wait, trust me, you are being tested by God about your patience and testing your true faith on Him. So don't give up. Never stop praying to God. Hold on to Him with faith. That faith and wait will make your all needs fulfilled with the plans of our God. Trust me. Do not give up on God. The better days of your life will be made through the faith you showed upon God. God never asks us to wait without Him. No longer the end, it is now the door to eternal life and abundant joy. The greater the evil, the greater the transformation God will accomplish. So don't ever give up on God and never stop praying to God. You will be in your right place in right time. God is always working out His plans for your eternal joy with His abundant love and blessings over you. Praise the Lord.